We all went to Boomtown together for storytelling, and it kind of sucked.
This week, the survivors of Zeus Lenox left the settlement in search of a screaming antelope. Mook, Sexy Dog, Borat, Blobosop, Clark Kent, and Wendy the Bone Witch set out into the nightmarish world of Kingdom Death Monster. Unlike last time, the hunt for the antelope was fairly uneventful. There were 6 of us playing, however, so we played by standard rules, which gives the monster some substantial bonuses. For example, after 2 damage tokens had been added to the monster's back kick ability, the attack was strong enough to kill one of our survivors in a single shot. How do I know this? Well, last night I was playing as the survivor Mook, who found out the hard way. After an especially deadly back kick from the antelope, Mook sustained numerous severe injuries to the body and the arms, and bled to death on the battlefield. But that wasn't the end of it.
I went by the advice of my friends to punch the antelope instead of run away from it and shoot it, which it's like more like I'm not like upset that my character died. It's just like such bullshit.
Sexy Dog took these back kicks, lost both arms, and died of shock.
Sexy Dog died, which
could have resulted.
Bummed me out. Sexy Dog's always been there.
I think we all took Sexy Dog's loss of life pretty hard. I mean, I think that our rivalry was one of that was brotherly. I don't think anything physical would have ever came of it.
I think that was just kind of like an existential fuck up. I think it was just like...
Mook and Sexy Dog were the only 2 casualties of the battle with the antelope, if you don't count the antelope. Last night, Wendy the Bone Witch put another notch in her lipstick case.
Who took the last stab at the monster?
Wendy did. And...
How'd it feel?
It felt good. I don't think Wendy realized, however, that apparently the fight was not over once the antelope was killed. Once the actual monster was killed, yes.
Why did you start the fight?
Why did who start the what?
As usual, things started to heat up when the survivors returned to camp, but not in the way that they normally do.
I feel like once we got back to the settlement and we were all like, sitting around the fire and having a few... whatever we drink around the fire.
Love juices.
Love juice.
Knocking back some love juices.
We knocked back a few love juices. I think that I was just overhearing Wendy. I know she's very neutral and she doesn't like to take sides and stuff like that. And it's something she had said just rubbed me the wrong way. And I mean, I'm not going to say I threw the first punch, but...
You definitely threw the last one?
I definitely threw the last. I mean, Clark Kent doesn't have any rage disorders. If anything, like the most sober-minded.
So, a sane, sober-minded person puts a gaping chest wound in somebody?
After they've been enraged by someone else, maybe.
By someone's incessant neutrality.
We'll never know. I've never had an argument that has resulted in a gaping chest wound. So, I will just say that probably Clark Kent went overboard.
I feel like Wendy got her comeuppance. Humble bragging over there, like, just G-Shucks, I'm just killing 2 monsters, I'm just trying to help everybody out.
You just kind of have to show everyone around you, who's boss, so they don't mess with you.
The rivalry also continues.
And another thing that will continue into the future is the plague, which ravaged Zeus Lenox again for the 2nd straight year. Just like last year, the survivors had some difficult choices to make.
Give the scrubs the plague and try to save the rest.
By consensus, Lucky Sunshine, One-Armed Janice, Marv, and Muffy were chosen to be afflicted by plague.
Muffy and Lucky both made full recoveries from the plague.
Marv and Janice, however, rolled 2s and succumbed to the plague, bringing last night's total death toll to 4.
Who?
I'm over Marv.
Once we got the plague under control, the survivors of Zeus Lenox innovated storytelling, which allowed us to recite the tale as old as time. While that was happening, Zeus Lenox was visited by the mysterious White Speaker.
It was just weird, more than anything else. The White Speaker was not what I didn't think anyone was expecting. We dipped our knuckles in blood, and then he broke both of his arms, and Yeah, I'm not clear on what the story was.
Yeah, I also got +2 strength, but then -2 strength. So I'm still at -1 strength.
I mean, I don't know why we invited her in.
After the white speaker left, all that was left for the survivors of Zeus Lenox to do was to prepare themselves for their fated encounter with the Butcher. The Butcher, of course, carries 2 indestructible cleavers, and wears a cape and some kind of a sash made out of the screaming faces of his victims.
We have to put all of our eggs in one basket, I feel like, and we have to kind of go full force with one person who's a tank, and that person is going to hopefully damage the Butcher enough before they get totally mauled by the Butcher.
Yeah,